I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. Praise be to Allah.
I love Mike Tyson, personally as a friend, and he's one of my favorite athletes of all time.
Mike Tyson's journey through the ranks of professional boxing is one marked by sheer dominance, punctuated by explosive knockouts that left opponents in disbelief and the audience in awe. Tyson, known as Iron Mike, became one of the most feared and revered boxers in the history of the sport, particularly during his prime in the mid to late 1980s. This article delves into the most significant knockouts of his career, illustrating the power, speed, and ferocity that made him a boxing legend.
I'm a fucking student of war. I know all the warriors from Charlemagne, Achilles, the #1 warrior of all warriors. I know the art of fight. I know the art of war. That's all I ever studied. That's why I'm so feared. That's why they feared me when I was in the ring, because I was an annihilator. That's all I was born for.
Born on June 30th, 1966 in Brooklyn, New York, Mike Tyson's path to greatness was far from easy. Raised in a tough neighborhood, Tyson found himself involved in street fights and petty crimes from a young age. However, his life took a pivotal turn when he was introduced to boxing under the tutelage of legendary trainer Cus D'Amato. D'Amato saw raw potential in Tyson, molding him into a disciplined and focused fighter. Tyson's style was unique. An aggressive, relentless approach combined with extraordinary power and speed for a man of his size. This combination would prove lethal in the ring, especially as he began his professional career at the age of 18. From the streets of Brooklyn to the pinnacle of the boxing world, he's the man who redefined the meaning of power, the embodiment of relentless determination. With fists like lightning and a heart forged in fire, he struck fear into the hearts of his opponents and captivated millions around the globe. He's the baddest man on the planet, the one, the only, Iron Mike Tyson. Tyson's early career, the emergence of a powerhouse. Mike Tyson made his professional debut on March 6, 1985. The fight took place in Albany, New York at the Empire State Plaza Convention Center. It was a small event, far from the bright lights and roaring crowds that would later become synonymous with Tyson's fights. The bout was scheduled for 4 rounds. From the opening bell, Tyson came out aggressively, showcasing the intensity that would later define his career. He immediately pressured Mercedes, cutting off the ring and unleashing powerful combinations. Tyson's speed and power were overwhelming, and it quickly became clear that Mercedes was outmatched. Just 1 minute and 47 seconds into the first round, Tyson landed a devastating right hook to Mercedes' body, followed by a left hook to the head. The barrage of punches sent Mercedes to the canvas, and he was unable to continue. The referee stopped the fight, and Tyson was declared the winner by technical knockout. Next up, Tyson versus Ricardo Spain, May 20th, 1985.
The eyes of the giveaway. Oh, the legs have gone. This is all over. Yes, it is. I don't believe it. That's well inside a minute.
Tyson's 5th professional fight was against Ricardo Spain. Just 39 seconds into the first round, it was clear that Tyson was in a different league. His signature bobbing and weaving style, inspired by the legendary Jack Dempsey, allowed him to avoid Spain's punches while getting into position to unleash his own devastating blows. Tyson wasted no time and knocked Spain down early in the fight with a thunderous right hook. Spain managed to get back to his feet, but Tyson was relentless. Just moments later, Tyson delivered a crushing right hand that sent Spain to the canvas for the second and final time. The referee counted Spain out, and the fight was stopped at 39 seconds of the first round. It was another first-round knockout for Tyson, further cementing his reputation as a rising star in the heavyweight division. Key knockout, Tyson versus Lorenzo Boyd, July 11th, 1986.
Sharp right uppercut to the body by Tyson. Again, a double right hand to the body and the chin. Down goes Lorenzo Boyd. The count is 5. The count is 6. The count is 8. He will not get up. It's over.
By mid-1986, Tyson was already being touted as a future world champion. The fight between Tyson and Boyd was a showcase of Tyson's raw power and precision. From the opening bell, Tyson was aggressive, aiming to impose his will on Boyd. Tyson's strategy was clear: use his speed and power to overwhelm Boyd and secure a quick victory. Boyd, while a skilled fighter, struggled to cope with Tyson's relentless assault. The fight ended in the second round with a knockout victory for Tyson. The knockout came at 2:35 of the second round, showcasing Tyson's ability to finish fights swiftly. This win solidified Tyson's reputation as an exceptional and dominant heavyweight champion. Tyson's performance against Boyd was a testament to his boxing prowess and his ability to maintain his dominance in the heavyweight division. As Tyson continued to dispatch opponents with ease, it was clear that a world title shot was imminent. His knockout victories were not just about power, they were a demonstration of his technical skill, particularly his use of the peekaboo style taught by Cus D'Amato. This style, characterized by a high guard and quick head movements, allowed Tyson to get inside his opponent's reach and deliver powerful hooks and uppercuts. Key knockout: Tyson versus Marvis Frazier, July 26, 1986.
Uppercut, and Marvis is hurt.
Frazier is down. Joe Cortez moves in to have a look, and he's going to stop the fight.
One of Tyson's most brutal knockouts came against Marvis Frazier, the son of former heavyweight champion Joe Frazier, mined to make a statement. From the opening bell, Tyson's dominance was evident. His aggressive approach and precise punches quickly overwhelmed Frazier. Tyson's speed and power were on full display, leaving little room for Frazier to mount a defense. In the first round, Tyson unleashed a series of powerful blows that had Frazier reeling. Tyson finished Frazier in just 30 seconds of the first round with a devastating uppercut. The knockout was so ferocious that Frazier was left unconscious, a testament to Tyson's frightening power. The result was a clear indication of Tyson's dominance in the heavyweight division. This victory further cemented his reputation as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. Tyson's title victory, of becoming the youngest heavyweight champion. On November 22, 1986, Mike Tyson faced Trevor Berbick in a highly anticipated bout for the WBC heavyweight title. At the age of 20, Tyson was already making headlines as the youngest heavyweight champion in history. Berbick, who had previously defeated Muhammad Ali, a seasoned fighter and former champion, was considered a significant challenge for the young, explosive Tyson. The fight took place at Las Vegas's Hilton Hotel, and Tyson's dominance was apparent from the start. Known for his aggressive style and power, Tyson quickly overwhelmed Berbick. The bout was marked by Tyson's relentless attacks and speed, which Berbick struggled to counter. In the second round, Tyson delivered a powerful combination that floored Berbick. Despite Berbick's efforts to recover, Tyson continued his onslaught, forcing the referee to stop the fight in the second round. This victory not only secured Tyson's claim to the WBC title, but also cemented his place in boxing history as a formidable and explosive force. In what became an iconic moment in boxing history, Tyson knocked Berbick down 3 times in the second round, despite the fact that Berbick only officially fell once. The image of Berbick struggling to stand up only to collapse again is one of the most memorable in the sport. Tyson's victory made him the youngest heavyweight champion in history, a record that still stands today. Following his victory over Berbick, Tyson set his sights on unifying the heavyweight division. He quickly dispatched WBA champion James Smith and then IBF champion Tony Tucker to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Key knockout: Tyson versus Pinklin Thomas, May 30th, 1987.
Right hand behind it. Thomas in trouble again. And now Tyson moves in for the kill. 2 uppercuts and a left hand. Serious trouble. And down he goes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is over.
Tyson's fight against Pinklin Thomas was another demonstration of his power. After dominating the early rounds, Tyson unleashed a brutal combination in the 6th round that ended the fight. Thomas was left dazed and unable to continue, giving Tyson yet another knockout victory. Tyson's reign as the undisputed heavyweight champion was marked by a series of knockout victories that left little doubt as to who was the best heavyweight in the world. His combination of power, speed, and defensive prowess made him a nightmare for any opponent.
At some point in time, whether it be in amateurs or in professionals, that I would want to eventually meet up with Mike Tyson.
Tyrell Biggs is a very skillful fighter, and I look forward to matching my skills against his.
Tyson versus Tyrell Biggs, October 16, 1987. Tyrell Biggs was an Olympic gold medalist and considered one of the top challengers to Tyson's throne.
You know, I owe it to myself to go out there and beat Michael Tyson like I am his dad. He's made for me, Tyson. I owe it to myself to go out there and beat this fella and be called the new undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
However, from the opening bell, it was clear that Tyson was determined to maintain his dominance.
That was a good shot by Tyson.
Get off the ropes, tie your man.
Really bothered.
There is the hook. Again, because his hands are down. Biggs started to become a stationary target, which is wrong.
Tyson's aggressive style and relentless pressure quickly overwhelmed Biggs. Despite Biggs' attempts to use his height and reach advantage, Tyson's speed and power proved too much to handle. Tyson's ability to close the distance and land powerful punches was evident throughout the bout.
And another big left hand, and Biggs is hurt. Another left hook before the fight. And now it's Tyson just hammering him.
In the 7th round, Tyson's relentless assault culminated in a dramatic finish. After a series of powerful combinations, Tyson landed a devastating uppercut that sent Biggs to the canvas. Despite his best efforts, Biggs was unable to recover, and the referee stepped in to stop the fight.
Oh, that
was a tremendous left hand.
Oh, this is it.
He is gone right now. He has no legs at all. And 10 seconds to go in a round. There's a left hand. He's down again. It's over.
Declaring Tyson the winner by TKO. Tyson's triumph over Biggs was another chapter in his storied career, showcasing his dominance and reaffirming his status as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time.
I knew when I came to this fight, I was the best fighter in the world, and not a man alive that can beat me.
The fight is remembered as a striking example of Tyson's unyielding power and prowess in the ring, further cementing his legacy in the annals of boxing history. Tyson versus Larry Holmes, January 22, 1988.
I'm going down in history, not Mike Tyson. He go down in history as the FOB. If he do happen to win the fight, down the line, he's going to destroy himself.
Larry Holmes was a former heavyweight champion and one of the greatest boxers of all time. However, at 38 years old, Holmes was no match for the younger, stronger Tyson. The build-up to the fight was intense. Holmes, despite his age and time away from the ring, was confident. He had fought and beaten some of the best heavyweights of his era, including Ken Norton, Muhammad Ali, and Jerry Cooney. However, he had never faced anyone quite like Tyson. Tyson, on the other hand, saw Holmes as a stepping stone, a living legend whose defeat would enhance his growing reputation. From the opening bell, it was clear that Tyson was in a different league. Holmes attempted to use his jab and reach to keep Tyson at bay, but the younger fighter's speed and power were overwhelming. Tyson quickly closed the distance, unleashing a barrage of punches that forced Holmes onto the defensive.
3 minutes.
In the 4th round, Tyson landed a right hook that sent Holmes to the canvas.
That round after round. Oh, a big right hand, and down goes the former champion. He was there right on the button.
Holmes, who had only been knocked down once before in his entire career, managed to get back on his feet. But Tyson, sensing his opponent was hurt, went in for the kill. A series of devastating combinations followed, and Holmes was knocked down 2 more times in the round. The referee stopped the fight after the 3rd knockdown, giving Tyson a TKO victory.
Tyson still has to be careful because Larry's... Oh, that shot, that's
Huge
it.
right hand.
That should be it.
And down goes Holmes. I'm going to be in. It's over.
For Tyson, the victory over Holmes was another milestone in his meteoric rise. It added a legendary name to his list of conquests and further solidified his status as the most feared fighter in the world. However, just 2 years later, Tyson would suffer his shocking defeat at the hands of James "Buster" Douglas, marking the beginning of his own decline. Tyson's first professional loss. As the 1980s came to a close, Tyson's life outside the ring began to unravel. His marriage to actress Robin Givens ended in a highly publicized divorce, and his relationship with longtime manager Bill Caton deteriorated. Additionally, Tyson's mentor, Cus D'Amato, had passed away in 1985, leaving a void in Tyson's life that he struggled to fill. Despite these issues, Tyson continued to win in the ring, although cracks were beginning to show. In 1990, Tyson faced James "Buster" Douglas in what was supposed to be an easy title defense. From the opening bell, it was clear that this fight would not go according to script. Douglas came out with a strategy that was simple yet effective. Keep Tyson at a distance with a stiff jab and avoid getting trapped in close quarters where Tyson's devastating power could be unleashed. Douglas's jab was crisp, and he used his 12-inch reach advantage to perfection, repeatedly tagging Tyson and keeping him off balance.
It's the first two big shots in 3 and 4 to drag this into some later rounds. But there was a real good right hand. Oh, big right hand!
As the rounds progressed, it became evident that Tyson was not his usual self. His head movement, once a key part of his defense, was almost non-existent, and his punches lacked their usual precision and power. Meanwhile, Douglas grew in confidence, landing combination after combination and making Tyson look ordinary, a sight that was previously unimaginable. The pivotal moment came in the 8th round when Tyson, showing the heart of a champion, landed a powerful uppercut that sent Douglas to the canvas.
Late portion here, raising left hand that all night. Oh, there's a nice uppercut that time that drops Buster Douglas.
It was a punch that would have ended the night for most fighters, but Douglas managed to get back on his feet just before the count of 10. In the 9th round, Douglas resumed his dominance, stunning Tyson with a series of punches that left the champion reeling. Then, in the 10th round, the unthinkable happened. Douglas unleashed a vicious combination that culminated with a right uppercut, followed by a flurry of hooks and crosses that sent Tyson crashing to the canvas for the first time in his career.
Look at this! Look at Buster, we got him again! Buster fights back strongly! Oh, nice uppercut by Buster Douglas! Look at this! He's knocked down for the first time in his career!
Tyson struggled to put his mouthpiece back in and rise, but the referee counted him out, signaling the end of one of the most extraordinary upsets in sports history. Tyson's comeback, the road to redemption. After his loss to Douglas, Tyson attempted to rebuild his career. He won several fights by knockout, but his career was derailed again when he was convicted of rape in 1992 and sentenced to 6 years in prison. Tyson was released in 1995 and made his return to the ring shortly thereafter. Next up, Tyson versus Peter McNeely, August 19, 1995. Tyson's comeback fight against Peter McNeely was highly anticipated. McNeely, however, was determined to make a name for himself and embraced the opportunity with enthusiasm.
Hurricane Peter McNeely from Medfield, Mass. On Saturday night, watch me kick Tyson's ass. But if you haven't made your pay-per-view arrangements yet, make them soon, because remember what happens when I wrap you in my cocoon.
In the lead-up to the fight, McNeely's confidence and bravado captured the public's attention, especially with his infamous Hurricane moniker, signifying his aggressive whirlwind fighting style. The fight took place at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada, with a sold-out crowd and millions watching on pay-per-view. From the moment the bell rang, McNeely charged at Tyson, attempting to overwhelm the former champion with a barrage of punches. However, Tyson's superior skill and composure quickly became apparent. Just 8 seconds into the fight, Tyson landed a powerful right hand that sent McNeely to the canvas.
As advertised, comes right at Mike Tyson. Down goes McNeely. Seconds into the...
McNeely got back up, displaying his grit and determination, but the writing was on the wall. Tyson continued to stalk his opponent, landing precise and devastating punches. Less than 90 seconds into the fight, Tyson dropped McNeely again with a combination, and this time, McNeely's manager, Vinny Vecchione, jumped into the ring and stopped the fight.
Tyson with a left hook, a right uppercut, down goes McNeely again.
resulting in a disqualification win for Tyson. The fight ended in just 89 seconds, reinforcing Tyson's reputation as the most feared man in boxing. While the bout was brief, it was a financial success, generating significant revenue from pay-per-view and live attendance. Tyson's victory over McNeely marked the beginning of his comeback, although his path back to the heavyweight title would be anything but smooth. The end of an era. Tyson's later career and retirement.
Does that mean we won't see you fight again?
Yeah, that's most likely. I'm not going to fight again. I'm not going to disrespect the sport anymore by losing to this caliber of fighters. I'm just being honest. I'm not taking nothing away from Kevin. I don't love this no more. I'm just in here. I don't love this no more.
I'm not interested in fighting no more. Listen, I'm not trying to take anything from Kevin McBride. We know his record. We know his credentials. And if I can't beat him, I can't even beat Junior Jones.
Tyson's later career was marked by a series of ups and downs. He won several fights by knockout, but his skills had clearly diminished from his peak in the 1980s. Tyson suffered losses to Evander Holyfield, including the infamous Bite fight in 1997, and Lennox Lewis, both of whom knocked Tyson out in the later rounds of their respective fights. Tyson continued to fight until 2005, when he retired after a loss to Kevin McBride. Despite the losses, Tyson's legacy as one of the greatest knockout artists in boxing history remains intact. The legacy of Mike Tyson's knockouts. Mike Tyson's career is defined by his knockout victories. From his early days as a teenage phenom to his reign as the undisputed heavyweight champion, Tyson's ability to end fights with a single punch made him a legend in the sport. Even in defeat, Tyson's power was never in question. Tyson's knockouts were not just about brute force, they were a combination of speed, precision, and an almost unparalleled ability to read his opponents. His legacy is one of excitement and intensity, and his knockouts remain some of the most memorable moments in boxing history. Whether you view Tyson as a controversial figure or a boxing icon, there's no denying the impact he had on the sport. His knockouts will be studied and admired for generations to come, a testament to the raw power and ferocity that made Mike Tyson one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next one.